Hello, welcome to the triangle scarf tutorial. I will keep the intro sweet and short so you can just begin your crocheting. I made this tutorial for all of the beginners, so if it's one of your first projects or even your very first project, you should be able to follow it. And if you are an experienced crocheter and just want an overlook at the overlook of a pattern, skip a little bit, take a look at the description, and I will tell you how much can you skip. And we will crochet today this exact scarf. So a very basic but a good accessory for this winter. Right now I'm making another version of it. It's not finished yet, but I will show you at what point I'm at right now. I'm making a red fuzzy version of it. You can go for whichever yarn you want to, mohair, wool, cotton, everything will work. Just make sure that you use 4mm to hook. Because if you use smaller or bigger, your scarf might not extend in the right speed, at the right speed. So it is very important. What kind of yarn you're using is not, but the size of the hook is quite important. So without further ado, let's go into crocheting. Let's start our project. Make sure you have the right size of the hook. I'm working with 4mm hook, and if you go up with the size of the hook you're using, the scarf might not extend in the right speed. So just make sure you're using 4mm as well. We'll start from completely beginning, so with knotting our yarn on the hook. This is first thing you need to do when you want to crochet, because you have to have the yarn somehow on your hook. So take yarn in both of your hands, cross it in this way that you are grabbing it in the left hand. Then you create a loop like this. We grab yarn through this loop. And then in the left hand, you are letting go only the top yarn you had in your hand and making everything tighter. There is a lot of ways of doing it. This is my way. I will also try to link another ways that people are using, because it might be a little bit confusing at the beginning. If you did the same way I did, make sure to just put your hook into the loop we created and tighten it. This is the end of our yarn. We won't be using it, so make sure that in the next step, when you're starting crocheting, you're grabbing the longer yarn. Next step is another step that you need to go through, no matter your project and no matter the stitch you will be working with. We need to chain. For our project, we need to chain only 4. So it's quite little. We are grabbing yarn. As you can see, I grab yarn in this way. I put it around my index finger and then I grab it with one of my fingers, depending on what's natural. Sometimes I'm using 2, sometimes I'm using 1, sometimes I even use my thumb. It doesn't matter as long as there is a tension here, but if it's your really first project, it's okay if you even grab it like this. Whatever works for you, and I'm sure that if you crochet a little bit longer, at some point you will just grab it naturally. So let's go into chaining. To chain, we need to grab a yarn with our hook and go with this yarn through the loop you already have on your crochet hook. Just like that. Now, as you can see, I really tighten the first knot, so it's quite difficult. Okay, and just like that, we have the first chain. I zoomed in a little bit so you can see better. We need to chain 3 more, so 3 more times. We are grabbing yarn and going through the loop we have on the hook. Second, third, grabbing yarn, going through the loop, grabbing yarn, going through the loop. And now we have those little chains here. They look like this. We will start working the first row. The entire project is with just 1 stitch, so that's why I think it's quite a good project to start with generally. and you will learn double crochet to do this project. So to do double crochet, we will start working in the third loop. So 2 we are skipping and we are working in the third loop right here. You need to go with your yarn around your hook, put your hook in the third loop right here. Grab your yarn one more time and go through only one loop that you have on the hook, so only the first one. You got out of this hole and you have 3 loops on your hook. We are taking yarn one more time and going through 2. You have 2 again, so now again we have to grab our yarn and go through 2 loops. And now we will repeat the double crochet, so we will work in the last loop that is left here. So yarn around your hook, you put yarn in this loop in the last chain, you take yarn and go with it only through 1 loop. You're out of the loop and now you have 3 loops on your hook. You take the yarn and go through 2. And one more time you take the yarn and go through 2. And just like that you have your first row. Now we need to create the second row. You can go around with your project. It's very little, I know, but I'm sure you can do it. And we will start with chaining 2. Every row you're starting in this project, you need to start with chaining 2 to work on the same height as your stitch is. So chaining 2, taking yarn, going through the loop, taking yarn, going through the loop. And now we will start working in the stitch you made before. So we are not working in this big hole you can see here, but in this little one. At the top you should have 2 yarns, at the bottom you should have 1. And we will put our hook exactly there. So I will try to put it like this so you can see it better. Go around with your yarn around the hook, go inside here, take your yarn, go out. You have 3 loops on the hook, take your yarn again, go through 2. Take your yarn again, go through 2. Already from the second row, we are increasing. So now we will do 1 more double crochet exactly in the same place right here. So around your hook, putting your hook in the same hole, taking yarn from there, you have 3 loops, take yarn again, go through 2, take yarn again, go through 2. And now we are working in a new stitch. So now we'll work in another stitch right there. Again, of course, double crochet will work only with double crochet. If you got the drill right now, bear with me a little bit more because we will change our increase. So in this next one, we'll do 2 double crochet. Let me just go twice. And this is basically our beginning of our scarf. So we have first 2 rows done. What we will do right now is go around with our project and repeat the process. So we will start chaining 2. We will put 2 double crochet in the first stitch. We are increasing only in the stitches that are on the side. So now we will put 1 double crochet, 1 more time 1 double crochet, and in the last one we will put 2 again. our third row is done. So our fourth row will be the first row that we increase 3 times. So as I said, we are always starting with 2 chains. Then we are increasing only on the sides. So in the first one, you will do 3 double crochet. So we are working 1, 2, and the last one 3. Now we will put only 1 double crochet in the next one, double crochet, next one double crochet as well, 2 more double crochet in each in a different stitch, and then we have last place that we will put our stitch in. So we are putting 3 in the last one. And this is the beginning of our scarf. Basically, at this point, you know everything. What will be happening is now that we will do 1 row of increase by 1, so 2 stitches on each side, then 1 increasing by 2, so 3 stitches on each side, and then again 2, 3, 2, 3, and so on. So now we will be repeating and repeating. I will go through a couple more rows with you, so you can bear with me. If there is something you don't like at the beginning, like for example, to be honest, I would redo this one because I did the chaining quite big because I wanted to make sure I can show you it. So now this side looks a bit like crooked. So if there is something you are not happy about at this point, I would recommend you to redo this part because it's quite fast, and now we will never go back to it. We'll just increase and then increase, so you won't be able to redo it if you want to do it now. But if you just want to continue, you can continue with me. I already forgot how much I increased last time, so I'm saying, okay, in the last stitch I put 3 double crochet, so it means that I increased by 2 because normally 1 you put anyway. So next one I will increase only by 1. So we are doing 2 chains. Chains never count as a stitch, and in the first one we are putting 2 of our double crochet. Just like that. And then we are putting double crochet 1 in each stitch from the previous row. I'm in my last one. You can see that sometimes this last one is really hiding and it's more on the side, not really at the top. Just make sure, take a look at the previous row that you put stitch in all of them, so you really increase in every single row. I'm on my last one, so I'm taking this like little hidden one and I'm putting 3 double crochet in the last one. Yes, 3? No, sorry, 2. 2 double crochet in the last one. And now again, I'm turning my work around, starting with 2 chains. Chains don't count as stitches. And I will put 3 double crochet in the first one. 1, 2, and 3. And then we are continuing with the end of the row, and you continue with it and continue over and over again until you have the size that you want. Keep trying it on, and also keep trying it on in a way that you want to wear it, because sometimes, at least when I was doing my scarf, it felt like the scarf is so big that it should already be finished. And then I was tying it under my head, so this is the way I would like to wear it, and it looked so small that I didn't like it at all. So really try it on, don't judge it just by its looks, and continue with it. This is something that you need to do at the end, but for the longest time when I started crocheting, I didn't know what people are talking about when it comes to what to do with this end. Do not cut it like here, because it will undo itself. What you need to do is either take smaller hook or like a very big needle and try to hide this in your work. So for example, you could take it firstly here and then a bit like here, and just try to hide it in the work. Never cut it, because you can't imagine how many projects I destroyed at the beginning because I just like did double knot, cut it, and thought it's done. So happy crocheting. If you have any questions or I wasn't clear, comment below. I hope you will like your scarf, and make sure to tag me in everything you created, because I would love to see your versions of the scarf. Now the overlook for the pattern. I'm working with double crochet the entire time, starting with chaining 4, and the first row will be 2 double crochet. Next 2 rows I'm extending 1 stitch on each side, so I'm starting with chaining 2, doing 2 double crochet in the first stitch, then continuing with 2, and at the end again 2 double crochet. After these 3 rows, so first one just 2 and then 2 extending by 2, I'm mixing it up, so I'm extending by 2, so 3 double crochet on the first and on the last stitch, and then next row extending by 1, so 2 double crochet in the first one and in the last one. So only the first 2 are a little bit different, and then you are mixing these 2 extensions till the size that you would like to have. If you just skipped the whole tutorial and looked for the overlook of the pattern, I will be grateful for clicking on my vlog where I crocheted my blue scarf, or leaving some comment in the video so it can reach other people as well.